everybody, it's Melissa Martinez from the Pulaski County Health Department here again. We are in the park today with Stephanie Valdivia from TEAM RWB, and it's Friday, so we know what that means, right guys? It's Fit Friday, so we're talking about all things fitness, and we're talking about organizations and opportunities for you to get out there. So Stephanie is the co-leader of TEAM RWB, the Fort Leonard Wood chapter, and she's going to talk about that today. Can you tell them a little bit about
Yeah, so we are a national nonprofit organization, and our purpose is to connect America's veterans and their communities together by physical and social activities.
Okay, so we talked about this earlier. A lot of people think that you have to be military or retired to be a part of TEAM RWB, but you don't have to be, because since they connect with the community, there's lots of civilians that are part of it.
Yeah, so I think that's the best part about it, is the whole purpose of connecting active duty and veteran to the community. You have to have civilians in order to kind of bridge that gap. So, like, I'm a civilian. I'm not military or active duty. I'm married to a veteran, but that's what I really enjoy about Team Red, White, and Blue, is that it's for anybody.
Right.
And there's no requirements to be a part of it. We just want to get people out in the community, and we want to get them active. And we're not saying you have to be a runner, or you have to do strength conditioning, or you have to do rucking. You know, we have people that love to kayak and camp, and they love to go out and pick up trash.
Yes.
It's just about connections, and it's about making that connection in your community so that you can continue to feel like a part of it.
Right. And so I'm a civilian, and Sean's a member of TEAM RWB. We both are. Sean's retired. But I just wanted to throw it out there as part of the community and some of the things that you guys do. You partner with a lot of different people. You partnered with Frog Fitness Group for years.
Yeah.
And then you partnered with the health department on. You guys partner with us on tons of stuff, and it only makes us stronger because our reach is farther out.
Yep.
So, what's your experience been with TEAM RWB?
I was going to bring up the point of with the community service. From the exterior, sometimes it's presented as, oh man, you got to be in shape to be a part of this group.
Yes.
You know, and most people think that, but my first experience was the assistance that was provided by RWB with the Pulaski County COAG, because I do the flood recovery,
I forgot about that.
and they came out, and the team came out, and actually it was Bree who came out and said, hey, we're going to come out, we're going to help, and it was the flood of 2015, 2017, the flood of 2017, where they really came out in full force and helped us out a lot with the recovery. So, I mean, it's definitely a lot of different ways of being active, where I've seen Team RWB, and especially on Missouri Avenue, doing their events, just contributing. I think that's what most of our veterans are missing, is the community. Most that are dealing with PTSD, they really miss the community. They don't miss the early morning stuff, but they miss the community of like-minded, just driven to do different things. And I think that's one of the things that kind of drew me to, and my wife and I.
Well, and I think that's the great part. You know, you can have an interest in anything, and so we always look for people that want to take charge of something, right? So if your passion is to cycle, right? We have a lot of veterans. We have a lot of people that like to cycle. This is a huge area for cycling. We have a guy who's like, hey, I'll run your cycling. We're going to meet 2 times a week, and we'll make sure that people have water, and we'll make sure that people's bikes are prepped. That's knowledge that you can share. And then guess what? You're a part of this group where you get to cycle together. You know, you have Christy Sexton, who's one of the athletic directors, who likes to get up first thing in the morning and ruck before it gets hot. Why? Because it makes her feel good. So what happens, you start inviting people, like, come and ruck. Come to the engineer trail and just ruck the loop, and you get to meet new people, you get to know new people, you get to, get connected, and then you have the ability to reach out. And we were like, man, we saw a lot of trash along this route, so we're going to do an event where we literally just take some trash bags and pick up trash because we want to clean our community up.
Right.
Or, hey, we had that really big flood. How do we help? How do we provide support? And that's our big thing too, is we want to help people feel like they're part of a team and have that community, because once you're out of the military, you kind of feel not as a part of it. So if we can find ways to help people become, part of that team and that community, that's our ultimate goal.
So I'll tell you something, that because your organization has been with Frog Fitness Group from the beginning. In 2014, when we had the Frog Hill House, and I remember Tracy, who's one of the members, wrestler. I think she said something at the finish line that I think sums up your group, and I truly believe that, because when in 2017, when the flood was there, we joined up with you guys. We physically went down to the Devil's Elbow, helped to clean up trash, and that's something that we were compelled to do as a group. That's just, we see a need and we fill a need.
Yes.
That's exactly what she said. Now, Big Will said that in the movie Robots. See a need, fill a need.
Yep.
But I think if we could be summed up, those groups, I think that's our purpose and that is our mission. We're constantly looking for things in the community that need to be done, but you know what? We can't do them alone.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think for Team RWB Blue, like specifically in Fort Leonard Wood, we've integrated so much in our community that it's truly amazing when people reach out and say, hey, we need your help. Because we've become that group that not only do we things that are, physically active, but we're able to be invested in our community, that when there is a need, people can say, we need your help. We get to put it out on our page or ask for help, and we get people that come out, that they're willing to give their time to help this community. And I think, to me, like, that's kind of that big overarching picture. We want to be that need, we want to be the help that community needs. And we want to continue to bring in our active duty and our veterans and our community members so that they know, like, we're here to help you. And when you struggle and when you're having a hard time, we're here to help you along the way. I don't care how in shape or out of shape you are. If you just want to go sit down and get coffee, let's go sit down and get coffee. If you want to get together and have lunch, or, we would go and have Taco Tuesday pre-COVID, that was an event for us, where we would go and just eat dinner together. Nothing, super crazy. The Kesslers always host Thanksgiving dinner at their home.
Yes.
And that's one of my
really
favorite
nice.
events, because
Agreed.
everybody just comes and spends time
But it's
together.
Friendsgiving is what they call it.
Yeah, we call it Friendsgiving.
And it's a wonderful
Right? Because
event.
it's just, you're a bunch of friends and you come together and you spend time together. And then we can help with the runs. And, Memorial Day this year, we knew that a lot of organizations weren't hosting in-person events, but that was very important to us.
Right.
So, we were able to partner with a bunch of people and come out and do an event together. That was a need that
That
we
was
saw.
a great event too.
That we wanted to fill. And I think that that's a big part of it. We want to fill the needs that people have.
And the community that you guys have, just like I believe it was a couple of days ago where there was a new person
Yesterday.
that moved here, and the whole team came together, I guess, to assist them in that move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's great.
One of our leaving members, they're PCSing, his replacement was coming in, and he shared about Team Red, White, and Blue with him. Like, this is a great organization and a great group. So he joined our Facebook page and said, I need help. And immediately had like 4 or 5 people say, hey, I can come help you today. Just let us know what time. And they were able to help him move.
That's
And I think that that's an important thing too, because when you pick up and move to a new location, or you move somewhere new, you don't always feel like you have that kind of a group environment. And that's kind of what we, at Team Red, White, and Blue, kind of overarching. We want people to feel like if you were to take a trip to Texas, that there's a group down there that would welcome you in.
Right.
And if you guys decided to move somewhere else, that you have a group of people that are like-minded.
Now, how many Army bases or military bases is TMR RWB a part of?
So Team Red, White, and Blue is across the entire
That's what I
United
thought.
States, and they are in overseas bases and duty stations as well. The specific number, I am not 100% sure. I know that there's over 225,000 members.
Wow.
Specifically. And I think that that's a great way, because they can be civilians or military personnel, or they call it VGRADs, Veteran Reserve Guard Active Duty. So any installation that can host events. So there's a way that you become a chapter in a community, and they have that set standard. And so organizations that aren't even necessarily by a military installation can, through different parts, become a Team Red, White, and Blue chapter.
Okay. That's awesome. So let's talk about some of the things that you put on. I know you put on the biking events. You do those twice a week.
Yeah.
And you do a group run. Is that Monday night? You
Yep.
guys do?
So we call it the Goodwill Run, and it starts at the Goodwill stop sign
in St. Robert.
in St. Robert. So it's on Marshall Drive in St. Robert. They park out right by the Aaron sign, and they run along Missouri Avenue. And the reason we do it right there is that in the wintertime, it's a visible lit place, and so you're very
Because it gets dark early.
Yeah, it gets dark early. Tuesdays and Thursdays, they cycle on Fort Leonard Wood. They meet at Davidson Fitness Center at 4:30.
There's a no man left behind on that, right?
Yeah, so it's a no drop ride. So it doesn't matter how fast or how slow
I
you
want
go.
them to understand.
Yep.
And same on the runs, guys. You can come and you can come and do your own distance and your own pace. So that's kind of like our Saturday runs. They're welcoming to everybody because you just start together, and then when everybody's done, then everybody goes home. No person goes home,
Yeah, and then so Craig Horseman, he hosts our functional fitness. So his is out of his home, and he does practice social distancing.
Garage.
It's out of his garage, but he does a lot of really good body weight movements just to get people open to the idea of moving their body and kind of that cross training. So if you feel uncomfortable with doing like CrossFit or strength conditioning, this is a great way to kind of get your feet under and see what it's about in an environment where people are supportive there too.
Yes, you guys are very, very supportive.
And then they'll do runs and rucks. So Aaron Householder, he's one of our rucking guys. He's been hosting ruck events on Thursday.
Would you explain
nights.
that to anybody watching that doesn't understand?
Yeah, so essentially a ruck is carrying something on your back. In the military, you ruck with all of your gear, so you carry everything on your gear. For someone like me who wasn't in the military, it was explained that you put a backpack and you just put some weight in it. Yeah. And it doesn't matter what you carry. What we've done before is we've done a ruck event where people put canned goods, and then they walk down to like Good Samaritan, donate the canned goods, and walk back, right? So you're getting some miles under your feet for a purpose. You can put as much or as little in your backpack. You can carry an empty backpack. It really doesn't matter how much you're carrying, but it's just the idea of carrying like a load on your back. You can use a backpack, you can use a ruck. They sell rucks. It's whatever works for you. You can wear a body armor, a body weight. That's fine too. But he hosts a rucking event Thursday evenings, and they usually meet down here by the spring, and they'll ruck Superior Road. And then I know that they also like to do ultimate frisbee, so that's been a big hit too.
I've seen that.
It's been really fun. They go in the park, and they'll meet typically between 6 and 7 o'clock. It's really warm right now, and they'll play ultimate frisbee. So I'm not very good at ultimate frisbee. I try, not that great, but it's really fun, and they're really welcoming. You don't have to be like a rock star. It's just a matter of getting people out. Right. So it's great. And then we'll get involved in all of the runs and the 5Ks and the Nasty Pulaski and October, and we get involved in all of those events here too because it's important.
I don't think we've ever done an event that you weren't a part of.
It's our way to get in the community.
I love it.
Yeah, you helped out with the Kids to Park Day last year. That was awesome. The way that you brought out the bikes, set up a little
bike rodeo.
Yeah,
so that's Roger.
Great.
Roger does awesome things with kids and outdoor. That's his forte. Roger's not a big physical activity kind of guy, but he loves kids. And so his big thing was like, I want to talk about bike safety, and I want to do a bike rodeo. So he brought all of this material from his home and built this little bike rodeo so kids could come and learn how to ride their bikes. And then he also does a slew of kayaking and open water adventure stuff. So if you want to go kayaking or floating, Roger's your guy because he has extra kayaks, extra canoes, and he loves to get people out on the river to kind of float. And he knows a lot about caving, spelunking, all of that. And so that's a really neat aspect too because Missouri has a ton of hiking trails, a ton of waterways. And so I think, it's a great way, especially being here where you don't have a big city around you, to get out and get involved.
I am so glad that you said that because I want to make this perfectly clear. I mean, you guys are family friendly.
Oh, yeah.
There are always a ton of kids, and everyone's very considerate about their speech. They're considerate about their behavior. So, guys, if you guys are seriously, if you're looking for a group to be a part of as part of the family, this is the group. And how would they find you guys?
So you can go, if you look on Facebook, we're Team RWB Fort Leonard Wood. You can just click join the group. It'll ask you a couple of questions. There's also an app that you can download that Team Red, White, and Blue has come out with. You just, on your iOS or on your Google Play Store, you just type in Team RWB. It's free to register. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're active duty or veteran, they ask you a bunch of questions and they'll send you an email and they'll send you the free red RWB shirt. They just ask you to pay. It's like $5 for shipping. You pay for your shipping and you get your shirt. And that, we put all of our events on that.
Yes.
So we don't necessarily create events in our Facebook page. We'll create an event in the app. But it'll send you notifications, and there's always a virtual event if you're not comfortable coming out in person because of all of this COVID stuff. But we also do host in-person events following general order and the guidelines that are given out by the CDC. But we have an app. You can find us on Facebook. There's just different ways to connect. If you see somebody wearing an eagle, you can say hi.
They're very, very, very friendly, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even recommended some of my friends. I got a friend that was by himself, a veteran in VA. I was like, man, you need to get in this group so that you can start being around others, and you don't have to go out and train on your own. Just experience new things. I mean, I think that's what one of the things I like about the group is there are opportunities to try different things that you haven't tried in your previous life experiences, that'll help you continue to learn, grow, and just do different things.
Well, and they have, Team Red, White, and Blue and the VA has had a really big partnership together. So they're really trying to spread within the VA, this is an organization that will help you get out and get connected back into your community. And so we always try to remind people, like, if you're not sure or you're uncomfortable, we'll reach out to you, and I don't mind to meet you somewhere ahead of time so we can chat about it. And then when you go to an event, you feel a little bit more comfortable, because that's all we want to do. We want people to feel comfortable.
Right.
I'm not asking you to run 10 miles or to back squat or to, ride a 100-mile bike ride or any of that. Like, I just want to see you in an event and be comfortable in it. That's all I want.
Because you've got athletes. I mean, I've seen, you've got them young, you've got them old, you've got them slow, you've got them fast, you've got people that are experienced, people that are new. And what I love about it is all your events are welcome.
Yeah, well, and I have my kids, so, if I can't bring my kids to an event, I typically can't go. So, 99% of our events are kid-friendly, because we understand that we have to get our families involved in it. And when you have an active family, you want to do things together. And so that's been really helpful for us, too.
It's part of that holistic approach to health and wellness.
Yes.
It's not just individual, but it's what kind of spreads with your entire
We need each other.
family.
Yeah. And we build those bonds, and that helps with our mental health, with our spiritual health, and our physical health.
Yep.
Because we all know that your chances of getting out of bed and getting on the track or getting on the bike are exponentially better when you have someone that's going to hold you accountable.
Yes.
And someone that's encouraging. I mean, someone that's,
But I think that's part of it, I'm not like the super early morning person. I'm good about 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like, I've had my coffee, I've usually eaten breakfast. And then I had Christy reach out and say, like, hey, do you want to go ruck with me at 5:30? And I was like, I'm sorry, what? You want me to go what time, Christy? 5:30? Like, man, that's early. But when my alarm went off, I was up.
because
I
you knew
she
they were
was
there waiting.
right? And then she would message me like, are you going? And I'm like, yes. Are you going? She's like, yeah. And then you would see each other and you'd be like, hey, I wasn't going to come. And she's like, I wasn't either, but you said you were coming. And I was like, but it gives you something to look forward to,
Absolutely.
And then you participate in whatever physical activity. And when you're done, you're happy. Like, man, I'm so glad.
Yes.
I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I was able to get up. And then you start your day and you do, and you have people that you can text and say, I'm not feeling it today. Well, come on, let's go anyways.
Yeah.
And you feel great when you're done. So
I know I'm looking forward to getting me at least some different tires for my bike so I can go ride with them.
I know.
But I definitely want to do that. I mean, it's just doing different things. I used to mountain bike in Germany, but haven't really found too much here. But I wanted to go out and do some road biking. And I met one guy. He's like, yeah, I parked down here at the DMV and I ride all the way around 17. He said about 55 miles.
Wow.
I'm like, dude, I thought I was doing something at 30.
I'm over here like 5 miles.
I don't even get on a bike. I fall off a bike. I don't even get on one. So.
I've never cycled, and that's something I was talking to somebody. I'd really like to try it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm confident enough to ride these long distances, but I'd love to try it and just see, like, it's different.
Yeah.
And I like trying things that are different.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that that's the benefit too, is you can try something new and get your feet wet and see, is this something I'm into or not?
Right.
And be in an environment where you can learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really knowledgeable
Yes,
people, and I think
agreed.
that's really cool, is having so much knowledge around you that you're like, man, like, you're the subject matter expert on running, Melissa, so if I ever had a running question, I would come and talk to her. But knowing that we're integrated and knowing that we have that relationship, I'm comfortable in saying that. Like, I'm not, having to find something on my own. I can go and say, hey, Melissa, like, I would really like to get better at this. What are your recommendations? Like, hey, Sean, I'd really like to get better at this. What do you recommend on it? And having that base of
Yeah,
knowledge.
she definitely helped me out with the shoes. So I went out and bought me some hookahs.
Did you get
and,
your hookahs?
It changed my life.
My husband loves those. I can't get
Well,
what they look like.
I
know.
love them. I know. That's all I can say. I love them. So I'm very blessed. So, Stephanie, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for all your information. And once again, guys, you can go on Team RWB You can find them on Facebook.
Yep.
And where else?
TeamRWB.org, or there's an app that you can download that'll go straight to your phone that gives you all of your information that you need.
So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. And I hope you guys will look them up because they are a fun group. Isn't that right, Sean?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.